we have this idea that there's a Dr. No figure, some rich zillionaire in a fortified bunker in a luxurious, far-flung locale who just is scheming to get his hands on a priceless work of art, and that art heists happen because they're essentially commissions for this rich guy. It doesn't happen. If initially there was speculation that the Gardner heist went down because thieves went in with a shopping list and that the paintings ended up in, I don't know, Saudi Arabia, there's no evidence to bear that out. Most art crimes are gritty, unglamorous affairs. Most art recoveries are too. One of the most popular reasons that art has been stolen is for use as a kind of get-out-of-jail-free card, a bargaining chip. Let's say you're facing a sentence and you want to have that sentence reduced. Or let's say that you have a criminal accomplice who's just been nabbed by the police and you want to get him out. That's a great reason to say, hey, I've got your Rembrandt. What do you say we swap it? In the 1970s, all across Europe, thieves, mostly connected with mafia, were walking into churches in Italy and France, even Germany, and walking out with paintings, sculpture, priceless works. These are unguarded spaces where you can have a Caravaggio hanging, you can have priceless sculpture. Art napping really spiked across Europe in the 1970s as thieves began to realize that it wasn't just jewelry and silver that could bring in value, it was old master paintings. Another incentive for thieves with stolen art is insurance money, because insurance companies have this entire cloak and dagger aspect. They will send undercover people out into the world to get these paintings back because they don't want to have to pay out the insurance claim. There's some thinking that the Gardner thieves might have thought that the paintings that they were making off with were ransomable for the insurance. They weren't. In fact, they weren't insured at all. Let's say you've stolen a masterpiece. What do? Well, that's when you need to get a fence. And a fence is your middleman. It's the person who's going to sell your stolen work. Fencing is probably the hardest part of stealing the art. Once you've got the piece, you've got a hot item, but you will never get the value of the painting. Let's take the Concert by Vermeer as an example. It was one of the 13 works stolen from the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum. That painting alone is probably worth $300 million. You're not going to be able to sell that for $300 million. Roughly 10% of the value of a painting is what you can expect to get on the black market. But there's a problem with the Vermeer. It's too famous. So if you're going to steal art, don't go for things that everyone can recognize. Maybe go for something that is by a famous artist, but not one of the better known works. The most stolen artist in the world is Rembrandt, and that's simply because his body of work is so massive. It's plausible, therefore, to steal, let's say, a minor Rembrandt and pass it off as something that was heretofore unknown. New discoveries in the art world are being made all the time, new attributions are being made all the time. Contrast that with Vermeer, who had only 36 or 35 known paintings. When a Vermeer goes missing, it's major news all over the world, and you just won't be able to sell it. And that might have been what happened with the Gardner Museum heist. The stuff was just too recognizable, too famous. No one in their right mind, even on the black market, even at a tenth of what the work is worth, is going to buy the Concert by Vermeer and risk being caught with it.